Time for a little bit of an update, and Christmas is fast approaching. In fact, we're just over a week away from Christmas now. I'm working feverishly to finish off a batch of knives. These are 4mm classics, some with tapered tangs, some with straight tangs. I'm hoping to have the bulk of them finished and put up on the website before Christmas, hopefully toward the end of this week. 2019, I'm not sure quite what it's going to bring. I have developed a few little ailments which need attention. I've had an RSI, repetitive strain injury, in my right elbow, a condition known as golfer's elbow, and I think it's down to all the sort of hand rubbing and all the lapping and flat on the flat plate and all that, you know, and so I've been taking it a little easier to try and ease that, and the pain is easing off and my elbow is improving now, I'm glad to say, but it's been several weeks, if not months actually. I've had a bit of a painful elbow. The other ailment I've got, which is going to take me out of the equation for a number of weeks in the new year, is I've got this condition known as Dupuytren's contracture, and it's hereditary. Apparently it comes from the Viking line. So if you've got Viking blood, there's a possibility that you could develop this condition. And basically it's tumours that grow in the fascia of the palm and in the fingers, and they cause a contracture of the hand. My affected fingers are these two and this little finger. The little finger won't straighten out, no more than that. So I've had the pre-op assessment, and I'm going to have 2 surgeries apparently. One to correct the little finger, and then one to correct the 2 other ring and middle fingers on the left hand. And the problem is that depending on how things go, each surgery could see me out of work for up to 12 weeks. I think that's probably a bit overstating it, but that's what the surgeon reckons, and that's what the paperwork says about the Dupuytren's contracture. And I think my little finger is going to be splintered as well. But I'm going to try and find a way around, because obviously there's no way I can afford to put my feet up for 2 times 12-week sessions. So of course that is when we get to that, I think, but I'm a bit unsure as to when I'm having the surgery. I've had the pre-op assessment, and they say somewhere in the next 16 to 18 weeks. So quite how this is going to pan out in the new year, I don't know. Just going to have to play it by ear, but I do my best, as I always do. So what else is there? Oh, a few finished knives. I've done some hand sanding. I thought I'd just show you a few little tips to do with the hand sanding, and how I get my scales nice and uniform, and then secondly how I get things flatted down on my flat plate, which is the action which I think has given me my RSI injury. As I say, I'm just building upon this batch of knives now. This batch of 6 knives. When they've gone, I'm going to just take a few days off. I don't find it very easy to relax, to be honest with you, so I'm looking forward to the build up to Christmas, getting the work out of the way, and I'm looking forward to some time off. But I know as the Christmas season starts, I know I'm going to get bored, and it's a good job that my house is just a few yards that way, so no doubt I'm going to find myself coming in here and doing a little bit of work over the Christmas time, because it's just how I like to do things. So anyway, with that, I'm going to leave you with the other little clips that I filmed. I wish you all Merry Christmas and a healthy and prosperous 2019, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thanks for watching. I should also say thanks to my customers, old and new. I've got many people that are repeat customers, and they've bought several of my knives. Some of you are like very good friends now, and well, without you lot, you know, I won't be able to put a meal on the table. I won't be able to put a roof over my head. So I'm really thankful for the customers I've had. I'm thankful for the support I've been given. I'm thankful for the friendship that I've been shown. So thank you, and a very Merry Christmas to you all. All the final little adjustments are made by hand, just to get that as symmetrical as I can. This is a piece of Coca-Cola wood fitted to a 4mm tapered Town Classic. That's reasonably good now, but I always get different angles of light. I've got very harsh daylight coming in from there. I can spin the knife around and look at various different angles to see how symmetrical it is. And this one's not too bad. I was going to go and check in the artificial light. I'm still a tad out. Still back to a bit more final shaping. We're not far away though. Here I have a set of Coca-Cola scales that I should be fitting to a knife shortly. Now, this is my flat plate. It's basically a piece of plate glass. This is about just not quite ½ inch thick. The good thing about plate glass is it's very flat. Now, although I've dressed these on the platen, they're not flat. This one is now because I've already worked it on this surface, but this one isn't flat, and I'll show you that in a minute. But the next thing I do is, well, obviously it was a block. I cut it in half. I quickly flattened it on the platen to a level of flatness which was not acceptable. And then I marked it up, I cross-hatched it, and these act as witness marks. These act as witness marks, and they tell me where the low spots are. On the glass plate I've got a piece of 60 grit sandpaper, which it's adhesive and it's been pressed on nice and flat. And it's really as flat as it needs to be. And then it's simply a matter of working this piece in a figure of 8 pattern to remove all the high spots. And I tend to use 2 hands because pressure speeds things up a little bit. But also I don't tend to rush at it. I tend to just go nice and slow and steady. It's very important that you keep it flat and don't allow it to lift. because that's when you'll take an edge off or a corner off and you'll round the edge over. So it's just nice and steady and slow. And then we can look at it and we can see how we've progressed. So obviously it was high here, it was high in the middle and over there, but these are the low spots. So we need to keep on going now until all these little witness marks are removed, and then this piece of cocobolo should marry up nicely with the other piece and it should be acceptably flat. We're almost there, just this low spot here remaining, so a bit more sanding required. We're getting there now. We're going in a circular motion. Also you get the grit cutting the wood from all different angles, and that does help speed the process up a little bit. Hooray! We've done it. So there we are. That's flat. And they are now perfectly flat.